Welcome back to the Dufflebag Show. Welcome to the Sober series as well. This is volume one of the Sober series. Today's episode is going to be about saving and investing. But before we get into it, I just want to introduce the series. So, the Sober series is obviously me taking a break from smoking. Right now, I'm sober. Um, Taking a 2 week break from smoking. I'm going to give y'all a little background about my smoking habits. My first time smoking was on 420 in 10th grade. I remember that day. It was a Friday after school. Me and a few of my friends, um, we went and we smoked. We celebrated the holiday because, like I said, it was 420, April 20th. For those of you that don't know, that's like a national day where people smoke weed. So it was the perfect day to do it. But yeah, that was my first time smoking. 420 in 10th grade. I had fun. Your first time being high is always gonna be the best time. You'll never get that high again. That was a fun day. I enjoyed that day. But after that day, like I ain't really start smoking heavy right after that day. Like I would do it on and off with my friends, whenever the opportunity presented itself. But I ain't start smoking more until I learned how to roll. Once you learn how to roll, that's when you start smoking more. I've realized. But I ain't start smoking every day or on a more consistent basis until I graduated. And then once I moved, I live in Ohio now. Once I moved to Ohio, that's when I started smoking damn near every day. I think it's because I be bored a lot of the time. Um, this whole series is not going to be about weed. The sober series is actually me. I think, how do I want to put it? Like I said on my Instagram story, if you don't follow me on Instagram, go do that right now at JORLAFLAREE, Joel LaFleur. But on my Instagram story, I said it's gonna be like a more refined version. Um, I'm doing a daily upload for the next 2 weeks. Um, Daily upload for the next 2 weeks. And each day is gonna be a different topic. Like I said, today's topic is we're doing saving and investing. But each day I'm just trying to cover a topic that I feel like it's vital to living a prosperous life. I feel like this is information that people need to know, especially people my age. So we're just gonna get right into it. Um, my journey with money started when I was. When did I get my first job? I think I got my first job in 10th grade. The summer going to 11th grade. So it was the summer between 10th and 11th grade. I got this county job called SYEP, Summer Youth Employment Program. That was a cool job. We worked with the school system during the summer, like helping the teachers out with their lesson plans and stuff. Where I worked, all we did really, it was me and my brother working. Shout out Vaughn. All we did, we really just organized a bunch of documents, helped the teachers with whatever they needed in the building. But that was my first. That was my first job. We got paid. It was 3 paychecks for the summer. We got paid every 2 weeks. I think every check was like $600 or something. So as a 10th grader going to 11th grade, bro, we made like $2,000 for the summer. $2,000 for the summer, bro. Niggas was going crazy. But once I don't think I spent that much in between. I wanted to wait till I got all three of my checks before I started spending. But um, I blew that money like shit. I bought. I really don't have anything to show for it. Actually, I bought some shoes. I know I bought a pair of $340 shoes that I don't have anymore. Bought some clothes. I spent a lot of money on food and Ubers. So all that money is gone. And then once I blew all that money that summer, bro, I made a vow to myself that I can't I can't go back broke because having all that money and shit, I was cool with even a little bit of money because before that job, I didn't have any money. Like I had never worked. So that job, I want to turn the fan on. It's kind of warm in here. I think I want to. But yeah, that job, it was my first job, man. Coming across all that money, it definitely changed me for the better because after that point, I couldn't go back to not working. Like I couldn't go back to not having a job. So after SYP, like I said, that was only for the summer. That job was only like 3 months long or something. But Once school started back up, I started looking for another job. I think I went like 2 or 3 months without a job. And then I was applying to a few places. A few places reached out to me, but I ended up working at McDonald's. And that was like my first real job. I really enjoyed that job actually. I worked there for about 2 years. And that's where I really got um I learned a lot of financial stuff working at McDonald's, just like trying to manage my checks and stuff. I remember my very first check at McDonald's, it was $314. And ever since that point, man, I've always had money. Ever since I made that $314 after my first 2 weeks of working at McDonald's, man, I've been running this shit up. But working at McDonald's taught me a lot about how to handle my money. Um, I learned a whole lot about money working at McDonald's. Every 2 weeks, working every 2 weeks, I mean, getting paid every 2 weeks, I would try to spend the least amount of money between my checks as possible so that I could let my shit stack up. So that was good for me. Like I said, working at McDonald's, it was cool. Got to be around. I got to talk to a lot of people. I made some friends at McDonald's, but why do I keep saying but? My bad, y'all. McDonald's taught me a lot about how to handle my money for real. Cause like I said, that was my first real job and it was consistent. Like the job I had before that, it was only for the summer. It was only a 6 week job. So McDonald's, it was a more consistent paycheck. Got paid every 2 weeks. Like I said, I worked there for 2 years. So I made a lot of money at McDonald's. I learned a lot about money at McDonald's. And once I started working there, saving money became my obsession. Like I became obsessed with saving money. You could ask some of my friends that knew me around that time, like 10th, 11th grade. I was always at work. I was never out, bro. Every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, all the weekends, I was at work. If you ask where Jordan is, where's Jordan? Where's Jordan on a Friday? Where's Jordan at on a Saturday night? Everybody at the football game looking for me. Nigga, I'm at work. I'm trying to get some money. So McDonald's, that was really my start. And like, I won't say my obsession with money because I'm not gonna say I'm obsessed with money, but we all know that money plays an important role in life. So McDonald's, that's definitely where I started. Um, I tried to stack my shit up as much as I could. And ever since McDonald's, man, I just been finding ways to make my own money. Because growing up, I didn't really like asking my parents for stuff. Not that they would tell me no or that I feared they would tell me no, but like me, I've always been like a more independent person. I've always wanted to get shit on my own. Don't get me wrong, I would ask my parents for stuff, but I prefer not to. And that's why once I started working, like I think that's what pushed me to want to work so much because I just liked getting shit on my own. Like I didn't want to have to ask my parents to buy me clothes. I didn't want to have to wait for them to buy me shoes and stuff. So once I got those first two jobs, man, I just took off from there. I just started working like crazy. Now I work at Amazon, man. I got my hand in everything. But I'm gonna go over a few stats here for y'all because, like I said, today's episode is about saving and investing. And before we start, I need to make sure that y'all are actually tuned in. Like y'all need to actually pay attention to what I'm saying here. What I'm saying right now is not for fun. It's not for just pure entertainment. I'm not just here to let y'all hear me talk for 20 to 30 minutes and just click off the podcast and be like, oh, that was cool. Now I want y'all to actually take something away from this episode and incorporate it into your life so that you can actually make a change. Because I'm trying to do my part in pushing the culture forward, man. Because it's a lot of opportunities out here. It's a lot of opportunities out here, man. And I'm trying to ensure that everybody is equipped with the information that we need, especially black people, man. I got to keep it real. Black people, we got to stick together and help each other make it to the top because y'all already know that we got a bunch of generational curses placed on us. Fucking 400 years of racism, oppression, all these segregation laws that we had to overcome, all that shit. So I'm trying to do my part in pushing the culture forward. I'm just trying to help empower my people. So I need y'all to really tune in. If you got to take notes, get a sheet of paper, write it down, type it in the notes app on your phone, whatever you got to do, man. But I need y'all to really pay attention to me here. So we're going to get started on the stats. According to the National Financial Educators Council, the lack of financial literacy cost Americans $415 billion in 2020. I'm going to say that one more time. The lack of financial literacy, if you don't know what financial literacy is basically like the knowledge about money, finances, credit, all that. So the lack of knowledge about money cost Americans $415 billion with a B in 2020. That's a lot of fucking money. And the reason that people lost, well, not lost all that, the reason that all that money, I guess it was lost, is because people don't know about money like that. So I'm trying to do my part and help educate the people. Just get the wheels in your brain turning, get you to do some research on your own. You're not gonna learn everything in this episode right here, but this is just to get you started. According to the National Financial Educators Council, the average, what does that say? The average citizen lost $1,634 or $1,634 because of insufficient personal finance understanding. The average citizen lost $1,634 because of insufficient personal finance understanding. So we're out here losing money because we don't know about money. So I'm trying to help y'all learn more about money, man. You gotta money is very important. You gotta take your financial health into consideration. You gotta really be on top of your finances, understand that money is not to be played with. Um, because it can really make or break your life. A lot of people will say that money is the root of evil, or that, I know that's a common saying, money is the root of all evil, or people say that money won't make you happy, which is true. I believe that money will not buy you happiness, but I also believe that we all know that money gets you opportunities and allows you to do certain things that you wouldn't normally be able to do without money. So, for that reason right there, money is very important and it's not something that we should overlook. Also, here it says around 40% of America. Oh, according to, I want to make sure I give y'all the sources so y'all don't think I'm just pulling these facts out of fucking thin air or my ass. According to GoBankingRates.com, around 40% of Americans have less than $300 in savings. Less than $300. I personally don't have a savings account anymore. Mine actually closed. So I don't have an account that's just dedicated to putting money aside to save. But I do make sure that I save my money. I try my best to save my money. Of course, we all have room for improvement, but I try my best to save my money. Like I said, around 40% of Americans have less than $300 in savings. According to the National Endowment for Financial Education, only 24% of millennials, which is people aged between 25 and 40, only 24% of people between the ages of 25 and 40 demonstrate basic financial literacy. And like I said, financial literacy is just the knowledge of money and finances, credit, saving, investing, all that. Less than 20, oh no, it says only 24%. Only 24% of millennials, people aged 25 to 40, demonstrate basic knowledge about money. That's not even a third. That's 24%. 24% of people 25 to 40 know about money, man. That's crazy. We got to do better. We got to do a lot better. Like I said, man, I'm just trying to get people to actually understand that money is something that we all need to be knowledgeable about. I'm not sure if that's the right way to sentence that, but y'all get it, man. Money is very important. Money is super important. Also, according to Gallup.com, which is like uh um it's like a finance website. According to Gallup.com, GALLUP, personal budget my bad. Personal budget statistics from Gallup.com show that only about 30% of Americans have a long-term financial plan. So only about 30% of Americans have a plan for their money in the near future. We got to up that number. We need to build generational wealth. Generational wealth is a huge component. Something that's very important. White people build generational wealth for their kids all the time. Not all white people, but the vast majority of white people, they pay. If y'all don't know what generational wealth is, it's basically passing down money, assets, property, um, real estate, stocks. Basically, just passing down wealth to your kids and generations that come after you. Black people, we don't really do that. Black people, our kids have to start over. Um, when black people have kids, we're not really able to pass down property and money. We can't have. Well, I can't say I'm not gonna say we can't because we can. We just need to change the narrative. We need to change the narrative, man. Black people can build generational wealth as well. We need to join the group. We need to join the wealth group. We need to close the wealth gap. So that's what I'm trying to do here, man. I'm trying to help y'all so we can close the wealth gap. Generational wealth is passing money and property and assets down to your children and your children's children. That's what white people do all the time. That's why white people have the advantage. They pass down money to their kids. Black people, when we have kids, we have to start all over. We got to grind harder. We're at a disadvantage already. So we need to build generational wealth, man. We need to establish establish a net worth for ourselves. We need to get get to a point where we can pass down wealth to our kids and our kids' kids and our kids' kids and on and on. So I'm gonna give y'all a few tips here to help y'all with your money. Um, Tip number one: calculate your total monthly expenses as well as your net income. If you don't know what your net income is, that is the amount of money you make a month before expenses. So let's say me for example, or yeah, I'll do me. Let's say I make what I want to say. Let's say I make $600 a week, right? $600 a week times 4 weeks in a month. That's $2,400. That's $2,400 before expenses. So that's my net income. $2,400 is my net income for the month. That's how much I make in a month before I start paying my bills and stuff. Now you have everybody's expenses are different. You have to look at what's important to you, what you need to pay. So take a minute and write down what your monthly expenses are. What are your monthly recurring? I mean, what are your recurring monthly expenses? What do you always have to spend money on? Like your bills, what do you spend money on every month that you need? Well, I'm gonna get into that. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. Tip number two. Well, let me go back. Tip number one. Make sure y'all get it. Calculate your total monthly expenses as well as your net income, which is your income before expenses. Number two, look through your bank statements and analyze where you spend your money. So for those of you that have bank accounts and you just swipe your card everywhere, you just swipe, 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 but you don't look at your bank account, you need to take a look at your bank account and really, because just swiping your card, if you just walk in the store, swipe your card, hope it clears or hope it gets accepted, hope it doesn't get declined. You need to kind of got to change that. That's childish. You can't just walk around swiping your card hoping it doesn't get declined because you need to know that you have the money that you're spending. You need to know that you're able to afford what it is you're purchasing. So look through your bank statements and analyze where you're spending your money. Number three, once you look at your bank statements and look at where you're spending your money, think about what you can cut back on. What can you save money on? Where can you not spend so much? Where can you cut back? I just looked through my bank statements a few days ago, bro. I spent damn near $3,000 in the month of April. And then I was looking through all my expenses because my bank allows me to do that. I was looking through all my expenses for the month. The majority of that $3,000 that I spent in April, bro, came from food, eating out, fucking buying food out in the street every day, Chick-fil-A, Chipotle, buying snacks. Now that's not where all the money I spent goes to, but a vast majority of it, I saw a lot of expenses for food. That was a big portion of where I spend my money, especially in April. $3,000, bro, and a lot of that shit was on food. I got to do better. So that's something I'm committing myself to. I'm trying to get better at not just going out and buying what's convenient. Like I'm not just going to go to McDonald's every day because that money adds up, bro. It really does. Like y'all just heard me say, I spent damn near $3,000, and a lot of it was on buying out, like buying food in the street. I'm trying to get better at actually going to the grocery store and spending my money because you get a lot more for your money at the grocery store. If you feel like if you know you spend a lot of money on food, that's probably something that you need to do as well. Look through your bank statements and see where you're spending all of your money or a lot of your money, and just think about how you can cut back. Like for me, I just said I spend a lot of money on food, so I'm trying to get better at that. I'm trying to spend less money um, on like fast food restaurants and restaurants dining out and stuff. I'm trying to get better at meal prepping, actually cooking my own food, and it's higher quality food too, and you get more for your money. Like I said, $100 at the grocery store can go a long way, way further than it can on the street. So that's something that I'm working on myself now. Um, I'm gonna get better at it because $3,000 is ridiculous. That's crazy. Number four, establish a savings plan that works for you and your situation. Based on how much money you make and what your expenses are, you have to establish a savings plan that works for you. I remember back when I was working at McDonald's, like I said, I would try to save the most amount of money between checks. So I would try to spend, if I could, I would spend no money in those 2 weeks that I was waiting to get paid. But of course, in 10th grade, I didn't really, well, no, I worked there in 11th grade. Of course, in 11th grade, I didn't really have that many expenses, but that's what made it easier. That just gave me all the more reason to just save my money, stack my money, and stay down. But as we get older, we of course incur more responsibilities. Um, we get more expenses. We have to start paying bills and stuff. But you just have to take a close look at where you can save your money, like what you can cut back on. Like I said, that was tip number three. Think about what you can cut back on. Yeah. Think about what you can cut back on, man. Y'all know everything that you spend money on is not a need. Y'all know that. Come on now. We got to be real with ourselves. Everything that we spend money on, we don't need it. What are the basic needs of a human? We need water, we need food, we need clothes, and that don't mean you gotta buy the most expensive shit. Now, don't get me wrong. Everybody does deserve to treat themselves or treat their self. Everybody does deserve to enjoy the fruits of their labor, right? But don't overdo it, man. Don't overdo it. If you know that you can't afford something, don't buy it just because. If you can't buy something more than two times, well, I'll say two. If you can't buy something twice, then you can't afford it. I'm gonna put it like that. Or three times if you want to be extreme. If you can't buy something two or three times over, then you can't afford it. So just think about where you can cut back on spending, man. Think about all the stuff that you spend money on. I know y'all spend a lot of money on food, Chick-fil-A, Starbucks, what else? Chipotle, all that. So just think about where you can cut back, man. I used to spend a lot of money on Ubers too. I spent a lot of money on Ubers. A lot of my money went to Ubers. I'm glad that I have a car now. I still got to spend money on gas and stuff, but that's way different because I can keep my car. With an Uber, you just pay one time and then it's like, damn, I still need a ride. But I'm glad to have a car. But yeah, man, just establish a savings plan that works for you and your situation. Do I have a savings plan right now? Me, not really. I need to establish one myself. I was thinking about doing this thing where I take $20 from every check that I get. I get paid every week, so I get paid four times a month. I was thinking about taking like $20 every check I get and just putting it in a shoebox. Now I do. I have a with my job. I have a 401k, so I have a retirement account that I put money in, and my employer matches it. So that's kind of my savings. I have a retirement account in my 401k. Um, I don't have a savings account, like I said, a dedicated savings account, but I do save my money. But like I said, I think I will start taking $20 from every paycheck and just putting it in the shoebox and forgetting about it and just letting that stack up. That's a good way to save. You just got to think about what works for you. Like me, $20 a check, it's not going to hurt me. I'm not really going to notice it. So I think I am going to start doing that. $20 a check in the shoebox every week. You can save half your paycheck. You can put $100 aside per check. Like I said, whatever works for you. You have to sit down and really go over your finances and ask yourself what works for me, what works for my situation, what allows me to sustain my quality of life, sustain the way that I live, while also cutting back on unnecessary expenses. And what can I do to just save a little bit more money every month or every week, every day, however you want to see it. Um, just sit down with your finances to go through your bank statements. Like I said, look at where you're spending all your money and just think about what you can cut back on, how you can just make a little, just think about a little change. It doesn't have to be huge. You don't have to save $1,000 a week or something. Just think about how you can start making small steps towards eventually getting to that point. Eventually, you will get to that point where you can save $1,000 a week. But right now, if you can't do that, just think about how you can save $5 more extra. Just think about how you can save another $20 a week, another $20 a month. You just have to sit down and really go over your finances. Ask yourself, where can I save money? Be intentional with this. I hope y'all are listening to me right now, bro. I'm not just saying this for fun. Because, like I said, we need to build generational wealth. Generational wealth, like I said, is being able to pass down money, assets, property, all that to your kids so that we can close the wealth gap. We don't have to start over every time a black person has kids. I want to be able to give my kids a trust fund. I want my kids to be trust fund babies. They will be because I'm claiming that right now. I'm only 18 and I'm talking about trust funds for my kids, but that's how we got to think because that's how white people think. And I hate to make it like a what's the word? I don't know what I was about to say. But I hate to make it like a comparison between white people and black people because everybody's the same, bro. We're all human. We all gonna end up in the dirt one day. But yeah, white people and other people of other ethnic groups, they they look out for the next generation. Black people, we don't really do that as much as I feel like we need to. So we need to really change that. We need to build generational wealth for sure, be able to pass down money and stuff to our kids, man, so they don't have to start over. They don't have to struggle. You shouldn't want your kids to struggle. You shouldn't want your kids to get it out the mud. You should want your kids to be able to, you should be able to, you should want to be able to give your kids things. You should want to pass down a house to your kids, pass down money to your kids, so that once you're gone off this earth and you have children, they're in a better position than you were when you were born. And then if your children are in a better position than you were when you were born, they're going to be able to put their kids, your grandkids, in a better position. And that's how we build generational wealth, man. That's how we get it started. We have to start today. We have to start by saving that extra $5. Today, I was about to go to Five Guys after work. I decided not to. Y'all know Five Guys is kind of expensive. I was going to get a burger, fries, probably a shake. That shit would have cost me $20. But instead, I said, you know what? I'm going to make a change today. I'm going to choose to save my money. I came home and I cooked. I ate. I probably ate better food than I would have if I spent that $20 and I didn't have to spend any money. So those are the types of things we have to look at, man. Those are the types of decisions we have to make. Um, like I said, establish a good savings routine for you. Whatever works for you, man. Like I said, you got to sit down with your expenses, go over your bank statements, go over your bank account, look through all that, and just find what works for you. And then once we establish a good savings routine, look look into investing. Investing in stocks, I feel like is a good place to start. You can use brokerage accounts such as Robinhood, E Trade, TD Ameritrade. Um, those are all good brokerage accounts. I currently have a Robinhood brokerage account where I invest in my stocks. Um, a good place to start if you're confused on what stocks to invest in, look at the things that you spend money on. I got on a polo hoodie right now. I should buy some polo stock, right? Of course, you have to see if they're a publicly traded company or not, which means that they actually allow for investors to put money into their company. But just look at where you're spending your money. Like me personally, Nike is my favorite brand. I wear Nike every single day. I got Nike socks right here. Look, Nike socks. I had on some Nike shorts today. Damn, I was showing y'all my underwear. My bad. But I got some Nike shorts right here, man. I got Nike socks. I got a bunch of Nike stuff. So once I realized that, I was like, yeah, I need to invest in Nike because the fact that I'm spending a lot of money with them means that their company is doing something good and I need to be a part of that. So just think about where you spend your money a lot. What brand, what's your favorite brand? Think about what's your favorite brand. That's a good place to start. Whatever your favorite brand is, look to see if they're a publicly traded company and put some money in there. It doesn't have to be thousands of dollars right off the bat. You can start with $5. A lot of these brokerage accounts allow you to buy fractional shares of a stock, which means that you don't have to buy one whole share. Like one whole share of Amazon stock, I think is about $700 or something like that. I may be wrong, but I know it's definitely up there, like in the hundreds for one stock. But a fractional share, that just means you can buy a fraction of that. Like you can put $10 into Amazon stock. You still have a fraction of the stock, but you didn't have to spend $500 just to get in the game. You can start small, man. Just start small. Start where you can. So I'm gonna go back through the tips just to make sure y'all get them and understand them. Number one, calculate your total monthly expenses and your net income. So look at how much money you spend every month and how much money you make every month. Number two, look through your bank account statements and analyze where you're spending your money. Look at what you're spending the most money on. Number three, once you're looking at your bank statements and your bank account, think about where you can cut back. Think about where you can spend less money and where you can save money. Number four, establish a savings plan that works for you and your situation. Like I said, you can choose to save half of your paycheck every week or every 2 weeks. You can put up $100. It's my bad. You can put up $100 every check. Whatever works for you. Like I said, just stick to it and continue to do that. And then once you establish a good savings plan, look to invest in some stocks, like your favorite brand. Like I said, make sure they're publicly traded. Just look to invest in some stocks, put some money in stocks, a few dollars here and there from each check. And that's how we get started to closing the wealth gap, man. That's how we get started to building generational wealth. That's really it for this episode, the savings and investing episode. I want to thank y'all for listening. I hope y'all got some great financial advice. Well, this isn't really financial advice, but helping y'all think more, helping y'all become more financially savvy, man. Like I said, we need to close the wealth gap. Generational wealth, we need to build that. Black people, we need to get on top of our money. We need to stop letting money control us. We need to start controlling money. I actually wanted to end this episode off with a breathing exercise because I feel like that's something that we overlook. Just if you had a rough day today, we're gonna take a few minutes just to breathe, just to relax, just tell yourself that everything's gonna be okay. So whatever you're doing right now, stop. Well, if you're listening to the podcast, don't stop that. But whatever else you're doing, whatever distractions you have, I want y'all to go ahead and turn your TV off, turn your phone off, turn your laptop off, whatever you're doing. Just take a few minutes, find you a comfortable position. We're gonna do a breathing exercise for about 2 minutes. So everybody, if you're comfortable, get you a comfortable spot. Go ahead and pause it if you need to. Find your spot. But let's go. We're going to breathe in through our nose, hold it for about, I'll say 3 or 4 seconds. And then we're going to exhale through our mouth slowly. So breathe in through your nose slowly, hold for about 3 to 4 seconds, and then exhale slowly. So let's start. We're going to do it for about 2 minutes. And yeah, let's go. While you're breathing, just relax. Just think about all the blessings that you have. Just think about the fact that you're alive. That's a blessing in and of itself. Don't think about all the problems in the world. Just be present in this moment right now. Think about what you can do to save money. Think about what you can do to cut back on your expenses. Think about how you can contribute to building generational wealth for your family, your lineage. I want to thank y'all for listening to the first episode of the Sober series on the Dufflebag Show, Saving and Investing. Um, Come back tomorrow because I'm going to have another episode for you all. Tomorrow is going to be on the importance of drinking water, or not just drinking water, but the importance of water. We're going to talk about drinking, bathing, all that. Tomorrow's episode is going to be about water. I hope everyone is having a great day. I hope everyone had a great day. And just remember, man, that you're amazing. You're a blessing. Everything that you desire will come to you if you just apply yourself. And I want y'all to have a great day. Thank y'all for listening to the Dufflebag Show. Thank y'all for listening to the first volume of the Sober series, Saving and Investing. I hope y'all actually got something from this episode. If you did not, please go back and listen. Listen with intent, listen with a close ear, and make sure that you actually grasp the concepts that I was trying to convey. And please come back tomorrow because, like I said, we're going to be talking about water. We're going to be doing this for 14 days straight. Every day will be a different topic. And it's just going to be topics that'll help us live a better life, man. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to spread love. I'm trying to promote happiness. And I'm trying to make sure that my people living good. Just keep breathing, keep relaxing, and keep loving. Thank y'all for listening.